Good morning, friends. It is a beautiful sunny but cold morning out here, and I'm going to show you how I do the temporary bracing on the formwork. We've gone through a couple different iterations of doing this, and this is the method I've landed on that seems to work really well. Wastes a minimal amount of lumber and fasteners, and is really solid. Never had any problems with this blowing out or failing on us while we're doing a pour. So the materials we use for this are 16-foot Doug fir 2x4s and 60-foot Doug fir 2x6s, and I stress Doug fir because I've used white fir, white pine in the past, and that stuff is absolute garbage. It's a nightmare to work with. It might look straight when you load it on your truck out of the lumber yard, but as soon as it's sat in the sun for a day or two and had some time to relieve its internal stresses, it gets crooked and it just looks like a pile of bananas. It's ridiculous. So Doug fir is the way to go. It's really straight. Most of the time has a few knots in it. Really solid stuff. Holds up to weather really well, as far as, you know, being out in the weather while it's holding the forms up. And then pull it back off, and you can reuse it for framing, and it usually, most of it stays pretty straight. You have very little warping going on. So I put a double band. You can kind of see over here behind me. I've only got one vertical piece on this side, but a double band of 2x4s. I put one on vertically, and I flush the top of that out with the top of the ICF. That way, when we're troweling the top surface, you have something to ride your trowel on besides the foam to give you a nice flat surface. And then I put one horizontally on the bottom and attach it to the other side of the vertical piece, which is screwed directly to the plastic webbing in the ICF. And then the bottom flat piece gets screwed to the vertical 2x4 above it, and that just gives you a nice like a 90-degree axis of stability. You've got the vertical 2x4 straightening the ICF out this way to keep it from bowing, and then you have the horizontal one this way, which keeps it from, you know, getting too wobbly on you. And we always do kick-out bracing, usually every 4 foot, or I'm sorry, every 6 foot on center. And that L shape gives you something solid to screw your diagonal kick-out bracing to. It works really well for that. Also, you don't have any screw heads exposed to the concrete, so when you take all this back apart again, it's real easy to get the screws out and reuse. You don't have to dig all the concrete out of the screw heads. So I'm just going to get busy putting this stuff on and let you guys see how it's done.